Hello, and welcome to another video from HollyTreeEnglish.com, where English is a path to freedom. This is another video talking about English goals. So watch this video if you want to know what you should do with your goals after you have set them and tried to reach them. I have some good tips for you and a special announcement at the end of the video. In my video last week, I talked about how important it is to set goals for your English learning and how important it is to set small goals that you can check. Today, I want to explain a little more about why you need to set small goals that you can check. So let's imagine that you're taking a long trip and you need to make sure that you are traveling the right way. So you look at a map and you check the turns you have made, you check the streets you have driven on, so you can make sure that you have done the right things. That's one example. Or let's imagine that you are trying to get a degree in university. When you try to get a degree, you have to meet requirements or goals. There are things you need to have in order to receive your degree, classes you need to take, and other things you need to do. So it is important every semester, or you might say term, to check and make sure that you have taken the right classes and to choose the correct classes for the next term. So these are two examples, but how is that connected to English? Well, of course, to have good English, you have certain requirements or things that you need. You need to have good sentence structure, for example. You need to say the right words so people will understand you. And maybe pronounce well enough to be understood, things like that. So you need to set small goals that will get you closer and closer to this big goal of good vocabulary or good pronunciation. But then after you set the goal and you find learning materials or you work with a teacher to meet the goals, you need to check. You need to check to see if you have met the goals or if you need to keep working. Or maybe you just need a little review or practice to keep your skills fresh. So what can you do? Well, of course, you can check with your teacher to see if you have met your goals, and you can ask your teacher to show you ways to check. But what if you don't have a teacher? So here are some tips, things you can do. One very easy tip is to write a short paragraph. This is very similar to the last video tip. Write a short paragraph about the same topic that you used to find your goals, and then check the grammar checker and see if you have fewer corrections in the places where you have the goals. For example, let's imagine that you have the goal of better subject-verb agreement. Okay, so you need to check Does your grammar checker make fewer corrections or few corrections about subject-verb agreement than the first time? Or does it make more? Does it make the same amount? If you have a lot of corrections in the area of your goal, this means you need more practice. You haven't met your goal yet. If you only have a few corrections in this area, then this means that you still need a little more practice, but it's review practice. So maybe you can just practice this once a week, a little bit, and focus more of your time on the next goal. Another way to do this is to go to italki.com, 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 and sign up for an account. Then you can use their notebook feature. The notebook feature is where you can write a paragraph or several paragraphs and receive corrections. And sometimes students will give you some corrections, or teachers. Teachers often give corrections on these notebook entries. And the nice thing is that if you are really nervous, then you can have a username that is not your, maybe, no, I'm sorry, I don't think you can do that anymore. I was going to say you can have a username that is not yours, but I don't think you can anymore. But people don't know you. So on one hand, this is not, it's scary to let strangers see your English, but they don't know you. So if they meet you someday, they won't think about you as the person who made all those mistakes. And really, the truth is that if you want to get better in English, you will need a little help sometime. An account on Italki is free, and the notebook feature is free. You can also check on Italki or on a Google Plus group, in a Google Plus group or Facebook. You can check for a language partner. That is another option. And you can tell them what your goals are. And you can also ask them to help you check your goals. The big point about this video is that important final step, checking to see if you have met your goals, because setting them and working for them is not the end. You need to know and check your progress. Okay, now for my special announcement. I have a webinar coming up soon. The date is June 22nd, 2017. And I'm going to set the time very soon. But I want to invite you to join me because I'm going to teach you about 8 keys to a successful English journey. And I want you to be there and ask questions and connect with me. I would love to see you there. So please click the link in the description if you are interested in the webinar. You can give your email and your first name, and you will be on the list to receive all of the information. And also, please share with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.